Taeyong's confidence and his relationships. Let's discuss. Taeyong is comfortable in his own skin, which is what makes him so fun and comforting to watch. However, there was a time when Taeyong wasn't as comfortable and couldn't even do a live stream without hiding his face if he didn't have makeup on. Now he uploads unfiltered selfies, not caring about the way he looks, and that in itself is attractive. The nonchalant way he views himself and acts further decreases the divide between Taeyong's true self and idol persona to the fans, making him feel even more authentic, which is attractive. Furthermore, Taeyong's confidence and willingness to just throw himself into the deep end of a pool is inspiring. At the Mama Awards, when planning and performing Resonance, Lee Soo-man suggested Taeyong hang high up in the air, and Taeyong enthusiastically agreed to this, even though he confessed afterwards that he was in fact terrified. But you never would have guessed it. It's nice that Taeyong confessed this fear and vulnerability openly to the fans, and he's done that before. When giving a fan advice, he told her that although he often looks cool, calm and collected, he is in fact scared and nervous at all times, which is very relatable. Taeyong willingly saying that reflects his ability to open and be vulnerable and share his inner thoughts with the fans, as he never needs to share as much as he does, but does it anyway. And that's not only comforting, but attractive. It reminds me of the Loewe event he attended, and how nerve-wracking it must have been for Taeyong to do something solo and having to speak English for interviews and when speaking to other celebrities, and yet he still managed to do it and look cool. Furthermore, Taeyong's relationship with Johnny says a lot about the two, as they contrast each other wonderfully. Johnny holds back and downplays his own real emotions in order to not burden others with them. Johnny doesn't like vulnerability, whereas Taeyong is open to being vulnerable, but it's not a selfish kind of vulnerability. In the 127 documentary, Johnny said he no longer cries, and later on, Taeyong instead encouraged him to, saying adults are only children wearing the masks of adult faces, and that it's okay to cry and to let it all out. And that is what makes Taeyong special. Although he shares his vulnerabilities, Taeyong very much wants to listen to and absorb other people's worries as well. Him telling Johnny that showed to Johnny that he is someone who is willing to listen to and never laugh at Johnny for being vulnerable with him. Taeyong trusts and depends on Johnny. Don't forget that Johnny was the only person who came to support Taeyong at his high school graduation, but it's moments like these that show Johnny can also depend on Taeyong too. Furthermore, Taeyong's relationship with Taeyong is wonderful, as Taeyong is one of the few people who sees right through Taeyong because he's just as empathetic and caring as Taeyong is, which is why they are so close and can bicker like siblings. Taeyong is keenly aware of the impossibly high standards Taeyong sets for himself and the strain it puts on him. That's why Taeyong likes to treat Taeyong if and when he can, such as not letting Taeyong know his ring size so that he could be the one to buy and gift Taeyong their couple rings instead. That's why Taeyong likes to treat Taeyong if and when he can. Furthermore, he bought a cake for Taeyong's birthday, and when Taeyong came back from a hiatus, Taeyong specifically bought him a cake to celebrate the occasion. It's extremely mindful, and Taeyong reciprocates this with the same level of effort, traveling 6 hours solely to support Taeyong's drama filming, and buying drinks for the entire crew is just one example. They take care of one another and are openly vulnerable with each other, talking about their achievements and struggles, even on lives, unknowingly exhibiting their deep relationship. But what do you think?